Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back. This is Kyle with another budget deck coming at you. Let's get into it. We got the sweet blue-green Delver list we're going to go over. As usual, we stack to the 10 rares or mythics requirements. Let's go over those first. We got 3 Asika's Chariot, just one of the most powerful threats in the format. Memory Deluge, great draw spell. We have 2 Emerith and 2 Alrund's Epiphany is our top end. Emerith is a sweet card. I really think it lines up great with the format. A 5-mana 5/5 flyer. Has Ward 4, so it's really hard to interact with. It also just blocks pretty much everything. Most big threats are 4/4s, Asika's Chariot, Goldspan Dragon. Just blocks pretty effectively. And then Alrund's Epiphany, just take an extra turn, make 2 birds. Very powerful. If you're playing blue, you should very much consider this. I do think we have enough lands that we can run Alrund's Epiphany. We have 24 lands, counting our tap lands. Then we have Emergent Sequence that searches the land from our deck, puts into play. This also is a creature, so it's typically a 2-mana 2/2 that flips Delver, which is sweet. There's also this Shadow Beast Sighting. It's a 4-mana 4/4 that flips Delver. I'm not super high on this. I really haven't tested it much, but I don't think it's going to be very good. Notably, it does kind of it's kind of cute with Chariot, because we can play this, make a 4/4 Crew Chariot, make another 4/4. But if we weren't playing the budget version, then this would probably just be Ren and 7. So it is what it is. Balliger Recovery, sweet tap land, flips Delver. It also gets anything back, so we need another threat, we need another counterspell. Very flexible card. The green splash mostly is for these 2 cards. Snakeskin Veil protects our Delver. That's kind of the name of the game. For these Delver decks, get Delver down as soon as possible and protect it. Snakeskin Veil is often just a 1-mana counterspell. Decisive Denial is super flexible. Anytime you have a modal card, its utility goes way up. This acts as a fight spell, so we can kill an opponent's creature if we're against a more aggressive deck, and then it's a counterspell against the more controlling or the Alrund's Epiphany decks. So super flexible, super powerful card. It's overperformed every time I've cast it in testing. So sideboard, pretty typical. We got counterspells for the other control decks, the Test of Talents for Alrund's Epiphany, and then we have Fading Hopes and Blizzard Brawls for more aggressive decks. Yeah, if you like what you see, if you like the content, please think about subscribing to the channel. It helps out a lot. And also leave a comment. Let me know some other deck ideas you'd like to see, other cool decks you're working on. I'd love to take a look. And it really helps out a lot. I appreciate it. And alright, let's get into the match. Play some games with this. Alrighty, we got a match. Let's get into it. We are playing ranked, so I'm prepared to lose a few rank points, but it's the name of science. We are on the draw. We do have this Emergent Sequence. We plan to get an island. That's tough. If this wasn't a creature, I would definitely, I would keep this hand. I think we gotta keep it. It's rough, but we can't like mulligan hands like this. That helps a little bit if the our dude stays alive. Right, I'm playing blue-white. Not a bad draw. Let's Delver. I don't want to run this into a Juari's Disruption. Fading Hope. Yep. Next turn we can play both of these. Alright, so we're telling a card. So we will play both of these, unless we draw a land. So we can hold up negate, an island. Let's just hold up negate. Nope, alright. We're gonna be sad when they wipe our board. Real sad. Okay, well. Get it for 3. Turn. Don't need to run out another threat. Gotta answer to this Delver with 1.5 million counter spells. I'm gonna run out this Deluge. If they counter it, weak to. Do I want another land? I'll take Disruption, Chariot, or Delver. Delver is probably the better one. Alright, get it for 3 again. Play this tapped and pass. Alright, now we're gonna start getting in for 5. And I don't think I want to run out another Delver. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, we want them to do something, and then we get to play a big threat like Chariot or Dragon. So draw a card, gain for life, and make 2/2. I think this is good enough to negate. They knew about that negate too, so it adds a little bit of value that we get to use a spell they know about. So they don't know for sure if we have an counter spell. This scenario right here is why we want man lands. It's just hard with the budget. That's fine. With the budget constraint to run man lands, which tend to prefer more powerful cards. Should have a Disdainful Stroke that. The negate's more useful, but. Alright. Get in for 2. Run out this Delver. Are we gonna beat Blue Light Control with our? Yeah. Oh, they might have a counter spell, but. Yeah, a little bit of a bummer, but they have 1 card in hand. They can't really capitalize on this Alrund's Epiphany. They just get some blockers. Not a huge deal. I think the worst aspect of that was that they gotta look at our deck for sideboarding. We get to see what kind of threats we're running and whatnot. Alright. Use your 2-mana removal spell on my 1-mana creature. I like to see it. Activate. Draw card. I mean, I don't know what they're waiting for. They know my hand. There's Dragon. Alright. Decisions. I think we'll get in for 2. Assuming they're gonna double block. Yeah. We'll play a Delver and then a Chariot. Just kind of play around everything. Chariot gets around Wrath. 2 threats gets around a single removal spell. And a counter spell. We probably should have played Chariot first, then Delver, in case they had. What's it called? Drawer's Disruption. But, oh well. Oh well, oh well. Opponent's hanging on pretty good. 5 mana. I don't know what card they can get. Yeah, draw some cards. Cool. Resolves. Alright, that's kind of a bummer. It was a good draw on their part. Turn. Alright, now we gotta think a little bit about what we want to do. So we're going to crew Cherry and get in for 4. I can play this Delver, but then I don't get a counterspell up. I can foretell this. Actually, I can green foretell this and then play Delver. Yeah. Because it's 2 when it's foretold. Alright. Sunset Revelry is pretty sweet. When we inevitably build our white Delver, that'll be there. Marius Call. Yep, we just gotta counter that. Oh, that's a good sign. Did not have a counterspell for our counterspell. Feeling pretty good. Reveal our land. Yeah. I don't think they were exactly dead, but not necessarily on board. Alright. Sideboarding test talent, negates, cut, emergent sequence. We don't want to get our lands countered. Sighting's not very good. Sock Coming's probably the worst counterspell we're running. I want 2 mana counterspell. Sock Coming is generally 3 mana. I want Shadow Beast over these Sock Comes, I think so. Alright, sideboard like that, I guess. Just bring in a bunch of counterspells. Cut some bad cards. Get to it. Get to it. Opponent. Sideboard. Alright. There. In these control matchups, we kind of have a little of a different approach to mulliganing. So we can either be more aggressive and try to keep an opener with Delver and protection, or we can keep a hand kind of like this. That's just got a lot of disruption and try to play the longer game. Opponent on the mole. The Delver off the top would be perfect. Hold up Snakeskin Veil. Tap land. Alright, that's fine. Play our forest. And then consider. That. Consider. Alright. Play a tap land. What's this Memory Deluge next turn? Consider. Do I want another land? I think I do. You just want to hit land drops. Say Memory Deluge, we'll test it. Yeah. Nice. Sweet. Oh shoot, I forgot the one in the graveyard. Ugh. Arena. Arena. Now we get a Memory Deluge with a counterspell back up. Six. Bummer. I think... Oh, we don't have two blue sources. Yikes. That's awkward. Turn. This being in the graveyard still is super unfortunate. Oh, there's another blue source, which is good. Alright. Do I want to test their test or counter their Memory Deluge? I think we want to counter their Memory Deluge. Again, that was a little awkward that we did make that mistake leaving it in the graveyard. But it is what it is. Alright, we're gonna run out with Simic. They want to counter it, we'll let them counter it. Do I want to negate? I said I was going to let them counter it. I don't think I want them to, though. Again, we're just in an awkward spot because of that mistake earlier. I get a test. Need to see what we drew. I got a draw spell, then an Aurent Epiphany. Right, this runner, Emerith. Just let this one get countered if they counter it. I don't like dividing by 0. If it was a normal counterspell, I would let them. I would just let the counterspell resolve. But Dividing by Zero draws them a card too. Our mana's been kind of awkward this game too. We only have three blue sources. You see that a lot in control mirrors. Whoever it makes the most land drops tends to win. I think they exiled most of our counterspells too. Cycling their Sunset Revelry, alright. Alright, run it back. We have another counterspell. Well, that's... Alright, that's fine. Left in Doomscar. I guess we're a creature deck. That makes sense. Yeah, run it out. If we get a chance to run out these Epiphanies, that's probably game. The multiverse, yep. Bottoming too, I like that. Just run out your exhibition. You know you want to. That's fine too. Yikes, I think so it's 5, 10, 15, 17, 18, 19. We have 7 lands, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yep. Yeah, that is game. Outrun's Epiphany coming through. Yeah, boy. That's right. Draw them cards, opponent. I said we were gonna lose rank points, but we did it. We beat blue-white with our budget blue-green Delver list. That was pretty sweet. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the content, go ahead and think about hitting that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel a lot. I appreciate it, and I will see you again in our next video. We'll talk to you soon.